What is up, everybody? To Steve here today. So we're gonna talk about this post that this toxic, I guess, Souls fanboy said. Because this was an official post by GameSpot. They were saying that, hey, the Elden Ring PC copy, the PC model issue paused the game, which is definitely a major thing people want in these games, especially if you're like, I guess this, I don't know, this is a weird thing. The Souls franchise was like one of the first companies I see introduce this, where you can't pause the game. Like, it's understandable for like an online game that you can't pause because you're actually playing against other people, but a single player game that you play by yourself, you can't pause the game. I definitely have a disdain for games like that. That's kind of ridiculous. Like, you're playing a game single player wise, you can't pause it. Like, it's kind of insane to me. But this fanboy responded to this post and said, "Hey, the game isn't meant to be paused. If you can't enjoy the game without pausing it, then the game isn't for you. It's not gatekeeping or exclusionary. It's just not made for you." So he's saying you shouldn't even play the game if you don't have an option to pause your game. That's kind of craziness, because anything can happen while you're playing a game. You can have an emergency happen where something happens. You need to stop everything at one notice. Anything can happen, like anything. I was like, what the hell? Why can't you pause your game that you paid 60 or 70 bucks for? Like, it's kind of crazy. So this guy was roasted because it's like, what is this nonsense? Why can't you pause the video game that you're playing a single player game on? So let's see what people have to say about this. I can only think of this meme as I read through this dumpster fire of the comment section. The game, it's the normal guy from The Incredibles. It says the player fan base. It's like I guess a different shade of that person. Skyrim has been to be played with the. Okay, I'm not to read that. It's not exclusive to Dark Souls, but I swear it's a thing in the fandom to shoot down any question of the game's design. Yeah, they definitely like defend the game's design at any means necessary. They definitely like hardcore defend everything about this game. If you have any negative about this game, they were definitely attacked for saying they negative about the Dark Souls, that genre of gaming. Like, not enjoying how it handles co-op gets me with a ton of resistance from the community telling you that you should just play something else. Like, why? Because From Software fans believe that their devs and developers are above any and all criticism. They've been this way for like a decade. It's really sad. Okay, so if my mom's outside knocking on the door, I'm supposed to lose all the progress I made in the boss fight just so she can come in? Like, come on, pausing is a very important function. Yeah. Like, that's like the average person would think that. But no, but the Dark Souls fan base was, well, I guess like the extreme fanboys, like, nope, you shouldn't have to pause it whatsoever. Your whole life should be consumed on playing this Dark Souls type game. Great argument that happened to me. My boss was waiting on the door and I was playing Fortnite. Can't pause. By the time I found a moment to arrive, she stabbed and bleeding out. The doctor said that she would have been alive if I arrived sooner. What? Okay. Why are Souls fans like this? Their self-worth is entirely dictated by their ability to play the hard games because they have nothing else. I said it before and I'll say it again. The inability to pause in From Software games for like a situation with the arbitrary kept limitations of online play, even on offline modes, and then actually a good design decision. Okay. I'm fine with the game being difficult, but if I gotta take a deuce and there needs to be a pause button, yeah. And then that's just if it's a solid one. If it's a lick one, I don't want to go into details. But what if it's not a solid one at that? It's like, geez, you hope you could pause. You gotta have a pause button right there. People make great points about the bonus of pausing the game. Say you're expecting a phone call that rings while in a fight. It's nice to pause the game so you can take the call and not die. Yeah. I get the whole play as intended mindset, but complain about a mod that isn't even available in the vanilla game or the console versions. Besides, real world stuff can happen, accidents can happen, calls for help can happen. Games like these should have a pause button as a basic decency because life doesn't have one. Play as intended, my ass. This won't take from the experience a single bit. Yeah, I don't see how a pause button is really going to stop anything. Like, even people were using it even people were using it against the boss. It's like, okay, and it's like you're gonna die at that boss anyway if you're not prepared. So I don't understand why a pause button is really gonna take away from the experience. What the F? That's literally just bad game design. LMAO, disallow pausing in battle, sure, or have it blocked out out the entire screen, but to completely remove that option and keep the game running even when using the home menu isn't challenge, it's just inconvenience. You're more immersed if you don't have the option to stop. That sounds so crazy. Dark Souls fans, when they see a game with a pause button, they start freaking out, get upset about it. Jeez. Or we just accept that games are made differently. Yeah, I'm not getting this whole people are defending this whole nonsense. There's no pause button. That's just insanity to me. Like, that's an archaic. That should only be for online gaming. Like, to be honest, that should not be for single player games. That's just dumb. That was like defending unskippable cutscenes, or I was like, unskippable cutscenes should never. That thing should cease at this point in game design. Like, especially if you like beat a game already, you want to just skip the cutscenes. You better do that. Or if it's like a boss, you lose against the boss, you gotta see the cutscene over again. Like that should not be a thing anymore. How to scare a hardcore Souls-like fanboy? Have a difficulties options and have a save game option. That's pretty funny. This is like situations why there should be why you should be able to pause. So apparently there's somebody getting attacked by a wasp while playing Elden Ring. A wasp? This dude got bees in his house? What the hell? Let's look at those videos. If it loads up.
God damn.
Oh, he's fighting us in balls. Holy shit.
No, there's a wasp.
Who has bees in their house? What the hell?
Oh, God, please, fucking
And you can't pause the game. One, who the hell has bees in their house? I've never seen a bee inside a building or my house ever, or apartment, whatever. Like, what the hell? That's a new one. Okay. Honestly, a pretty funny twist on the easy mode drama. Wait, you can't pause it? What's hilarious is how Sekiro had a pause function and it worked even in combat. I like ER loads, but no pausing after so many games feels lazy. I don't know why this is even a debate. Nobody expects Final Fantasy 14 to have a pause button. Nobody expects Mario Kart to have a pause button. Wait, what? You can't pause in a Mario Kart, at least I'm on online mode. So why do you want a pause button to always PvP on game? I'm pretty sure if you're playing a game single player, like I don't know how I know you can like invade people's game on this, but I'm pretty sure to invade somebody's game they gotta be playing in co-op mode. So that still doesn't excuse them not having a pause button in single player mode. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. I remember when I played Resident Evil 6 for the first time and discovered I couldn't pause, I was pissed. Yeah, that's just weird game design right there. It's just weird. This person says, I have no idea why the Souls fandom is so against many things that make the games more accessible for everyone, like adding easy mode. It's a single player game, adding optional things like the effect don't affect your playthrough in the slightest. Or adding a pause button. Yeah, I just don't understand how this affects other people. I honestly want a pause button to go get snacks, pet my ferret and dog, show my husband stuff on the map, and go bio breaks. Simple wishes. Let's see. This guy says, I really don't get these people. I'm a Doom Eternal Pro, beat up without dying on the hardest difficulty, etc. This game having difficulty settings is probably why I got into it in the first place, and why I can share it with more people. I wish Elden Ring had this too. Yeah. I don't agree with the Souls player elitism, but the entire thing with Souls is that you're in a world where everyone gets beaten to submission, but you're the one who triumphs over the difficulty. It's a core, integral part of the artistic vision. That art should be respected. Okay. Honestly, I can get why you can't pause during combat, but you should be able to pause outside of combat. Me, when I have to piss but can't pause the game I'm playing because then I won't enjoy it. Man, I just want to get up and get my dinner out the microwave. People got like to neglect like actual real world activities, like actually eating, I guess using the bathroom because you gotta play. This is ridiculous. There is no excuse for this nonsense. People defending this stuff is crazy. I can understand if it's an online game, sure, but if it's a single player mode, like add a pause button. Like this is just craziness. Stop defending this nonsense. But I'm going to include it right here. But definitely want to know your thoughts down below. Do you agree? I don't know. Maybe you agree with this that this game shouldn't have a pause button for some reason, or maybe you agree that it should have a pause button because I don't think any game should go without a pause button, especially for a single player mode. Like real world events happen outside the game that you might need one to pause the game for. So I don't know. Let me know your thoughts down below. Leave a like this video. As always, thanks for watching and peace.